upwcfitness.com, and I want to talk about a principle that, or an idea that you don't hear a whole lot of people talking about, especially as it comes to or pertains to goal attainment or training for a specific activity or whatever sport, whatever. And that's the idea that what it takes to perform an activity or a goal or whatever, and what it takes to excel at that same activity or sport or whatever, many times are two totally different things. And I'll give you an example of what I mean. If you want to get really good at something, generally, or some sort of physical, again, activity, sport, whatever, generally there's going to be a couple traits that are going to allow you to be really, really good and allow you to excel and be better than everybody else. However, those may not be what you need to perform that sport or that activity in the first place, or alone those things. For instance, if you take MMA, everybody, the overwhelming physical trait that people think about, or the two physical traits people think about, are cardio and speed, right? If you don't have the cardio, then you're not going to be able to last. If you don't have the speed, you're not going to be able to shoot in for takedowns or sprawl or have powerful strikes or anything else like that. You need both of those, and both of those are needed absolutely to excel at the sport, let's say, of MMA. However, they alone are not necessary. They are not what's going to allow you to just be able to perform it. For instance, let's focus on speed for a second. You can't be fast, because speed, I'm not talking about in a straight line like sprinting. I'm talking about the ability to move your body quickly, to generate explosive power. You can't be powerful and you can't generate speed unless you're strong. So you actually need that strength, because power is just strength applied quickly. So unless you're strong first, you can't ever be powerful, you can't ever be fast. So while speed might be necessary, let's say, to have very devastating strikes and to have a great takedown and have great sprawls, if you're not strong in the first place, you can't ever have the speed. So while speed is required to excel at the sport of MMA, it's not necessarily what's required to be able to perform it in the first place. If you're not strong, you can't even get out there and get in the cage and roll around on the mats anyway, because you're just going to get manhandled. Same thing goes with something like cardio. If you've got cardio, that's great, and cardio many times wins fights. There's been a lot of top name fighters in the history, especially the UFC, that have lost fights simply because they gassed. Well, having cardio by itself, while excessive cardio can help you excel at MMA and can help you, be very, very good, it is not by itself enough. It's not, that is not going to be what you need to perform MMA in the first place, to be able to climb in the cage. Having the cardio is great, but if you don't have the speed to go along with it, if you don't have the strength to go along with it, if you have good cardio but you don't have good overall body conditioning, strength endurance and power endurance and muscular endurance to go along with it, the cardio by itself won't do you any good. So, and the reason why this is a big deal is you'll see some trainers or scientists, sports scientists or whatever, they'll analyze they'll analyze certain sports or activities, and they'll say, oh, well, this is the one physical trait that we noticed, that the most, that the top performers in this activity or sport or whatever tend to have in common, and that is what ends up being the kind of the outlier. That's the signifying factor of what it takes to be very good at this. So they end up, that research or that bit of information ends up getting pulled out of context, and people look at it and they say, oh, well, if this is what I need, if speed is the determining factor, let's say in knockout power, in knockout strikes, kicks or punches or knees or whatever, and they say, oh, well, the more speed you have, then the more powerful you can be. The more powerful you can be with sufficient technique, of course, you have a greater chance you can have a knock on somebody out. So you'll see guys go out and they just focus on speed. That's great, but if you don't have the gas to get out of the first round, that speed isn't going to do you a damn bit of good. You see what I mean? It's because they've pulled that one singular idea out of context and didn't look at what they needed as a whole first. You need to concentrate on what you need as a whole to be able to perform your chosen sport or activity or whatever. Get that up to snuff, get all your generalized physical traits, your strength or your conditioning or your flexibility or what have you, depending upon whatever it is you're trying to do. Once you have those good and you can perform at a decent level, that's when you can start looking at working at to the things that will help you actually excel at those activities in your sport and stuff like that. So don't try to get too fancy too soon or anything else like that. Get very good, very well rounded at damn near everything, so that you can perform overall at a high level before you really start drilling down on the specifics. Because you can't excel at something until you can actually do it, if that makes sense. So that's it for this video. Don't forget to subscribe to my YouTube channel, like this video, share this video on Facebook, tweet it out to your pals, and don't forget to join all the cool kids on the Working Class Newsletter. There'll be a link at this end of this video. Hit up that link, enter in your email address. I'll be sure to let you know when all the new videos come out. I'll send you some workout tips, workout advice fairly often, several days a week. And I'll even shoot you a free sample of Working Class Fitness Killer MMA workouts. Sound good? Good deal. Till then, train hard, rest hard, play hard.